Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him. We got headphones that don't even touch your ears. How does that work? Let me tell you all about it. I'm kind of a headphone nerd. My collection of earbuds, headphones, monitors, gaming headsets, some might call that silly, but I genuinely enjoy the novelty of hearing different technologies and finding the right audio tools for specific audio jobs. So when Pete told me we were gonna cover some Shokz, I got a little excited. I'm a longtime fan of this brand. I'm not just saying that, I brought my collection of aftershocks from home. I have almost everything they've ever made. The company previously known as Aftershokz enjoys something of a cult popularity, but I genuinely believe this is an audio solution more people should be considering. Now here we'll be focusing specifically on the OpenRun Pro and its OpenEar Design. Here in the Slickdeals office, we were trying to find a good way to describe this. And one of the team members mentioned there were those old lollipops that had like a speaker in the handle, but it would vibrate up into your jaw. And these are kind of like that, but way fancier. Instead of plopping a driver right in front of your ear canal and forcing sound into your ear, Shokz uses bone conduction drivers. These pads rest on the hard parts of the skull right in front of your ears and transfer sound to your ears by vibrating the soft tissue around your head. It sounds totally made up, but it's kind of amazing. Your ears are open, you can hear what's happening all around you while the audio is also playing like it's being transferred directly to your brain. But a quick tour around the OpenRun Pro. The headband is super light. It's a springy titanium band that balances low weight against a decent pressure on the side of your face. This is the best balance I've used yet. You notice it when you first put them on, but they aren't squeezing your face. So that fades away pretty quick and you stop noticing it. The buttons are simple. There are only 3. The volume rocker, which also acts as the power button, and then there's a play pause button, which answers your calls, and long pressing, that activates your phone's assistant. Now the OpenRun uses a proprietary magnetic charger with fast charging tech. This is a nice improvement over previous models, which required a micro USB or USB-C cable, and those needed port covers to maintain sweat resistance. Now, battery life is very good for all-day use. Shokz estimates around 10 hours on a charge, and I think they're pretty close in their estimate. With intermittent listening, I'd say I was charging these every 2 to 3 days. Now, neck bands can often get better battery life, but when you're powering these larger bone conduction drivers, they take more juice. And then we get to these new drivers. They really are impressive to hear. The new claim from Shokz is improved low frequency response, and I'd agree, but these are not bass junky solutions. I'm consistently impressed with the clarity on these newer Shokz headphones, especially when you listen to a lot of guitar heavy rock. The bass attacks are precise, but there's not a lot of rumble after. And that's the hardest thing to produce with bone conduction because heavier low frequency vibration is just gonna turn into buzzing on your face. The OpenRun Pro are starting to compete very well against traditional earbuds in the mids and highs. Now, a long time ago, bone conduction could kind of sound like FM radio. We're doing so much better now for audio quality. But Juan, you might ask. But Juan, if these are just vibrating in front of your ears, aren't you just blasting your ears with tiny lower quality speakers? That's a great question for people who totally subscribe to this channel because they have excellent taste. That's what's so techie fun about real bone conduction. The earliest versions of these headsets were really leaky. If someone stood close to you, they'd probably be able to hear what you were playing, and the drivers were buzzy. The old headbands would let the units bounce more, so when you turned up the volume, they didn't get louder so much as they just vibrated more. As Shokz has refined this hardware, getting to the OpenRun, the biggest improvements come by way of dampening. Clarity has improved, they're almost silent to people around you, even at moderately high volume, and that means more of the audio is going into your skull and not just farting out around you. But Juan, you might ask. But Juan, isn't the trend in true wireless to add better noise canceling to headphones to block all that noise around you? That's another excellent question from someone I know enjoys hitting the thumbs up button on well-crafted review videos. From what I mentioned earlier in this video, I don't think it's a good strategy to put all of our audio eggs in one audio basket. And I think we should be focusing on a wider strategy. Right tool for the right job, not pour all of our money into one nice purchase. Now, there are times I want to sit and enjoy content and I need to minimize distractions as best I can. Then there are going to be times I need situational awareness. I still want audio, but I need to hear what's going on around me. One solution is to go with an OpenEar earbud, something like the base model AirPods. They don't seal the ear, they let in all the noise around you, but they put that driver right in front of your ear. This creates some terrible habits. The only way to compete with noise is to turn up the volume higher and higher to drown that noise out. The driver is just jamming acoustic energy right into your ear. That's really bad for your hearing health. So the flip side might be getting in the ear earbuds that have noise canceling microphones and the ability to turn on a pass-through audio mode like AirPods Pro or Bose Quiet Comfort. Some headphones do that really well. Some headphones add hiss or noise, and sometimes that pass-through mode can get shrill if loud things happen around you. Or sometimes the pass-through is just too quiet to even compete with what I'm trying to listen to. But my biggest pet peeve is the toggle. Going from noise canceling to pass-through is never as fast as I need it to be. I don't fiddle with taps and presses, I just pop out an earbud. It's always faster just to unblock the ear.
We're talking about a Bluetooth connected headset. You might be curious what the microphone quality sounds like. So we're on a nice quiet side street here in Hollywood. It's kind of breezy, so there might be a little choppiness or a little garbliness because of the wind hitting these mics. But I think you'll get a clear sense of what these microphones can do. This is not a call quality test because I'm saving this locally on the phone. We just want to hear what the mics are going to send as you're taking those calls and you're sending that data up to a cell phone tower.
Obviously, the OpenRun Pro introduce a different balance of pros and cons. They're open by design first, and if you need better noise reduction, you need to carry a pair of earplugs. I would maybe recommend adding a pair of earplugs to your travel bag or purse regardless of what headphones you own because they're pretty cheap. Sidebar. The idea of using earbuds to better hear the music you're listening to on a pair of headphones is kind of hilarious. But I digress. I'm not gonna use these on an airplane. There, I wanna use comfy cans that block noise better. But I hate working out with earmuffs on, and when I'm outside, I wanna hear what's happening around me. So what's the best use case? Well, my favorite was going on long walks with my dog and having some Dave Brubeck playing, and I was aware of everything, but it was like I had this movie soundtrack just playing in my head just for me. The OpenRun Pro retail for $180, but Shokz has other headphones in its lineup like the Open Move that go for as low as $80. Though you'll be giving up some of the fun, fancy features for that lower price. We've got more info and links to purchase the Shokz OpenRun Pro below. It's a gadget I hope more people consider and take for a test drive. And they've got a small collection of other headsets, even a more waterproofed version for swimmers, which is just crazy cool. Full disclosure, if you purchase through our links below, Slickdeals makes a commission. Also, this is not a sponsored video, and I hope you understand how much I've truly enjoyed this specific line of headphones. As always, thanks so much for watching, sharing these videos, subscribing to the channel. For Slickdeals, I'm Juan Carlos Bagnell, aka Some Gadget Guy, and I will catch you all on the next video. Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounced it to you, trippingly on the tongue. But if you mouth your words as many of our players do, it has leave the town crier spoke my lines.